Hey, good day, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I welcome you to the city of Barnesville, Georgia, which is located in Lamar County. It is 41 minutes it is 41 minutes north of Macon and 58 minutes south of Atlanta, Georgia. The population here is at 6,335 people, and this city has been losing a half a percent of people as of the 2020 census. So basically, the population here has been stagnant for the most part. Now, the good news is violent crime here is below national average, and I gotta figure out property crime real quick. I forgot to add those numbers up. So give me a second. So property crime is 69% above national average. And the racial demographics are going to be 33% white, 60.4% black, and 1.5% Hispanic. Now, if you want to live here in the city of Barnesville, the median home prices are sitting at $162,000. However, if you want to buy anything that's half decent, move-in ready, all that good stuff, you're going to need at least $190,000 for a house here. And the selection of houses here are relatively thin. So apparently this city is in high demand. A lot of people are wanting to live here. So if you're looking to buy a house here, then hurry up and grab your real estate agent and come out here and check some houses out. And of course, as I would always say, always do your due diligence. Now, if you're looking just to pay rent prices are $690 to $1,230 a month. Those are your median rent prices. Now, given that this city is a little further away from Atlanta than the other cities I've done videos on so far, notice how the cost of living here has went down significantly. And even here, you're still only an hour from Atlanta, and you're within 41 minutes of Macon as far as larger city amenities. So whatever you don't find even in Macon, if you don't have an issue driving an hour to Atlanta and then dealing with Atlanta traffic, you're not too terribly far from Atlanta, at least not in my opinion. And this city is also the home of Gordon State College, which they have an enrollment of 3,100 students, and they got 11 different four-year degree programs available for those that desire to attend Golden State College. Now, at one time, this city was known as Buggy Capital of the South due to the production of 9,000 buggies a year around the turn of the 20th century. And just to commemorate the history that this city has with the production of buggies, this city does hold an annual Buggy Days celebration. They hold it on the third week of September each year. Now, this city was founded by Gideon Barnes in 1826. This city also served as a major hospital site during the Civil War for troops that were injured in the South. And in 2011, on April 28th of 2011, at 12:30 a.m., there was an F3 tornado that ripped through the city, causing 2 deaths, the destruction of the Chevron gas of a Chevron gas station, and several homes were also destroyed. And on top of that, there were a few tractor trailers that were blown off the road off of Interstate 75. Now, some other events that this city does hold each year is they hold the Barbecue and Blues Festival. It is held during the last week of April. So clearly I just missed that, because it is held on the last week of April to include a cooking competition hosted by Florida Barbecue Association, or otherwise known as the FBA, as well as, and of course, they got arts, crafts, and live entertainment at the festival as well. And the city also holds the Summer in the Sticks country music concert, which is held on the 3rd Saturday in July. And they also serve food, and they got arts and live bands, obviously. And I've already told you a second ago about the Buggy Days Festival. And as far as what I think about Barnesville, I mean, you know, basically, at least in my opinion, it's a typical small southern town. Well, let me rephrase myself. It's a typical small, deep southern town. Now, I will say, compared to other small southern towns I've driven through and done videos on, and you know, I mean, I will say this small town, I mean, I will say it's a clean little town. I mean, right now, housing prices are up because the housing market is up. And clearly, a lot of people desire to live here. So, you know, high demand means expensive housing prices. Now, housing prices right now, I would say for this city, the housing prices are not super expensive. They're still at least somewhat affordable. But as time goes by, this city is going to continue. I mean, right now the population is pretty much stagnant, but I would predict by the next census, like the census of 2030, the population growth here is going to be significant. I bet if I haven't checked in, let's say a couple of years from now, and I look at the population here, most likely I'm going to see a growth. I mean, just based off of how many people are buying houses here, and also based off of the fact that it's within an hour of Atlanta, and it's less than an hour from Macon, which Macon is not the biggest city in Georgia, but it is one of Georgia's major metro areas. But I do predict as time goes by, and as Greater Atlanta continues to get more and more unaffordable for many people, more people will be moving here. Because I don't mean to down talk Macon, but you know, there's going to be certain people that they're not able to afford Greater Atlanta, and if they have to live in the Macon area, they're not going to want to live necessarily in the city of Macon. They're going to want to live like on one of these outskirt communities. But yeah, I will say this is a nice little city, nice and clean, nice and quiet. At least it appears to be such. And I do like their downtown. Now, there's this restaurant that I ate at, and for the life of me, I forget what the name of the place is. So, but anyhow, I don't want to be too rude, but I'm going to say this restaurant that I ate at, the restaurant is located downtown, and you know, the lady there's a lady there, and I'm going to assume she was the CEO. She asked me when I went up to go pay my bill, she asked me how the food was. If I wanted to be rude, I guess I would have told her that the food was not good. It wasn't nasty, but I was disappointed. I ordered some grilled chicken nuggets and a sweet potato and some collard greens, and it came with a piece of cornbread too. Now the cornbread was alright. The greens, in my opinion, the way they seasoned the greens were a little too sweet. Now the chicken had no seasoning, and it was tough. And the sweet potato, the texture was okay, but again, the potato had no seasoning. So I would say I was a little disappointed in my experience there when it came to how the food tasted. So when she asked me how the food was, I just told her it was all right. And she looked at me and she was like, all right, just all right? And I was like, yes, ma'am, just all right. I think she knew what I really wanted to say. So it is what it is, but that's how I felt. But other than that, and also, they do have a little fitness center there. Like I told you guys, I'm working out. I'm trying to get myself back to a healthier weight. I'm trying to watch what I take in more because it's critical that I get myself healthy again. I'm getting ready to turn 44 in a little bit here. So they do have a little, they do have a little gym, which is, I forgot what name of the street, but anyhow, they do have an Anytime Fitness gym facility. I went there, worked out. The gym there, it was alright. It wasn't nothing special. Basically, it was in a real small building, but the equipment was okay. So yeah, I would say all in all, if you're looking for a place to live that's relatively quiet, now granted, there is a little bit of traffic here. This is not going to be one of your super sleepy, small southern towns. You do have a little bit of traffic here, but not as much traffic here as you would if you were to go to any of the other small towns I've recorded so far that were a little closer to Atlanta. So I would say the traffic here is not too bad. You do got some traffic, but it's not too bad. This seems like the type of city that it's quiet when it needs to be quiet. Crime, as I've read a little bit ago, is low. So, I would say that, yeah, if you're looking to live somewhere that's not too far from a major city, and you don't want to have to drive too far to get to Atlanta, for those of you that are ATL fans, you might want to come check this little city out before it gets too expensive. So yeah, I would say for the most part, I like this city. I like this. This is one of the cities that if I should decide to move to Georgia, this is definitely one of the cities that I would at least, take into consideration. I would have to do my due diligence and all that good stuff, but I would say for those of you that are ready to move right now and you're looking to live somewhere in the deep south, yes, I'm living in Alabama, But I would say that if you're not from the South and you're like me, you're moving to the South by yourself, you don't know a soul, I mean, I would suggest that you check out this little city. Because, like I mean, because at this point, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I feel people in Georgia are a little bit more friendlier. The communities are more diverse. And I noticed that people of other races here in Georgia they tend to interact more here in Georgia than what I see in Alabama. And to me, that's a breath of fresh air. So yeah, if you're looking for a nice, small, quiet, southern city, or I mean, small city or town to reside in, I definitely would give this little area a look. I don't think you'll be disappointed. All right, people. Y'all know what to do. Subscribe, give my video a thumbs up, and feel free to interact in the comment section. And on that note, y'all have a blessed one.